All right. First of all, I'm totally winging this video, by the way. I know what I want to talk about, but I'm going to wing it. So, this is raw footage. I may stumble a little bit, but just bear with me. All right. So, I've got my dog with me. I'm headed to my parents as my wife and kids are out of town. Got a lot of free time on my hands, so I'm just getting some stuff done. But I'm headed to eat lunch with my parents down at their farm. And then I'm going to go serve with my church later today. But I've got about a hour drive. So, not that this video is going to take that long, but there's something that I have been thinking about. So hopefully I can put my thoughts into words in a clear matter so you can best understand what I'm saying here. And so the subject today, got some new shades. Let's see if I like these. That'll work. The things that I think causes new companies to fail, new pressure washing companies. Well, really, I guess you could talk about all service industry companies, but let's really focus in on pressure washing companies, okay? I don't like wearing sunglasses when I talk. But first, let me just go ahead and get this out there. I've been asked about going to the huge convention. I've been asked to join all these Facebook groups because, I've gotten to know a lot of you guys, and I'm sure you guys, you're looking for all the proper resources to learn about the industry, to learn how to wash, learn how to build a business. So you're just grabbing all these resources you can to help you, either prepare yourself to start a business, or you're in the middle of it and you're trying to figure things out, you're grinding. But let me just say this. Be very careful who you listen to. Be very careful who you buy a course from. Be very careful who you look up to. Be very careful to set realistic milestones. Okay? There's a lot of bad information out there. There's a lot of wash groups where there's guys who's been washing for a year thinking they have enough experience to go out there and tell people how to wash. Look, if you are a year into this industry, you carry no weight whatsoever to talk down to the new guys, to the guys who are trying to enter, just because you went through some wash course that you bought, just because you've been watching YouTube and you're just repeating everything you hear. That doesn't mean anything. Okay? Look, there's things that I get asked, and sometimes I don't know the answer. And I'm not just going to repeat things I hear. If I don't have the experience and the knowledge towards a topic, I'm just going to say I don't know. And I feel like a lot of guys, they're just repeating things. They just see something from, an influencer, and they just go repeat it. Let your opinion and your knowledge be experience-based, okay? And that's what this channel is. All my opinions and answers are formulated based on my experiences, right? The way we do things at Iron City Power Washing is very unique, and that's because we've built things with our own minds, with our own hearts, with our own passions, with our own milestones. Okay? We don't look like everybody else. We're not going to. I don't want to be like anybody else. I want to be my own brand. I want to be me. All right? I know what my strengths are. complement my business partner's weaknesses, and his strengths complement my weaknesses. And our technician, he's like a clone of us. All right? Anyways, just wanted to get that out there. Be very careful who you listen to. Be very careful what information you're getting. And go out there and create a system that's yours. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, what are some reasons I think pressure washing companies fail? I think number one, I think people get in a hurry. I get calls from people saying, hey, I want to hop in this industry and do commercial work. That ain't gonna work. You have no experience. Okay? I think building a slow, honest business is the way to go. People are trying to get ahead of themselves. I want to hop in this industry making $200,000. Not gonna happen. Okay? Don't get ahead of yourself, guys. Make some realistic milestones. Have realistic expectations. Spend some time in residential. Learn your equipment. I think another reason too is they just get excited about YouTube. They get excited about other guys' success, and it looks simple. There's guys out there who make it look simple, who make it look effortless, but it's not. If you have that mindset that you're just going to hop in this industry and take over, it's a good mindset to have. But you got to earn it, man. You got to get out there and earn it. Just because you have the mindset doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. I love that attitude. But if you're going to start a business, you got to earn it. All right? And it's not going to, business isn't just going to come to you because you buy a course, because you go buy a nice fancy rig, because you could buy some cool shirts that look like jerseys with a lot of cool designs on it. None of that crap matters. All right? You got to figure out if there's even a market for pressure washing in your area. Okay? Like, you got to do market research. You know, if there's a good bit of washers in your area, there's probably a market there for it. You know, drive around. Are things dirty? Down here in the South, everything's dirty. And it gets dirty fast. There's people who call us multiple times a year to come clean the same exact thing. What's the wealth look like in your area? Here in Birmingham, Alabama, we got Vestavia, we got Mount Brook, we got Homewood, we got Hoover, and they're all geographically connected. And that's just from a residential standpoint. On the commercial space, it's ridiculous. A lot of money to be made. So do you even know your market? If you don't know your market, if you don't know if there's even a market, it could lead to you failing. All right? I think, guys, another reason people fail, they fall for the marketing plans. They just get fooled into letting one person handle their marketing. Hey, let me build a website for you. Let me run your campaigns. Guys, don't fall into that. All right, when you first get started, you know what I'm saying, you need to come up with your own marketing plan that's built around your business, that's around your branding. Okay? Don't put all your eggs into digital marketing. Okay, that should be one arrow in your quiver. All right, yard signs, having the ability to make phone calls, sending emails to HOAs, to apartment complexes, working your network, letting people know what you're doing. One of the best things you can do is start a Facebook business page. Invite all your friends. Let them know what you're doing. go get some before and after pictures and start posting organically on your page. I'm telling you, if there's a market there, you're going to get some business. That, along with some yard signs and working your inner circle, I'm telling you, you'll get business that way. And then slowly, as you start making money and you learn that there's a market there, you can start. I do encourage getting a website built that's heavy, that has heavy content, good wordage. I think I just made up a word. Good keywords, negative keywords, and you'll learn that if you're doing your research on marketing, you should know what that is. And then eventually you can start running Google campaigns and start getting reviews and start growing in your area. So you have to learn if there's a market. You have to learn how to build a marketing strategy. All right. And these are things you have to do before you just hop into this industry. You can't just get excited and get a high off these YouTube videos and say, all right, I'm gonna go buy some equipment. I'm a pressure washer now. Okay. Another reason people fail: people don't plan correctly. They think it's just as simple as, like I said, creating a name, buying some equipment. I'm a pressure washing company. It's not like that, guys. One thing that could really bite you in the tail is if you create a company name, but you don't get approved by the state and you don't get a tax ID, because you're not a real company until you're approved by the state you live in and you get a tax ID. And I think that ends a lot of people's companies. You're not a real company. Okay? You don't get insurance. Insurance could really come back to bite you. Okay? If you don't have insurance, that could end you. Okay? You go make a mistake and you ruin someone's house, you get sued, you're done. You get pulled over by someone in your jurisdiction and you don't have a county license or an LLC or a company, that could end you. All right? These things happen. Don't get me wrong. All right? Don't think they don't. I've heard of people getting shut down because of those reasons. Okay? But I think the biggest thing is guys get too excited about this industry. They don't do their market research. They get in a hurry and they just dive right in. Okay? Another reason is you have to have money saved up. Okay? If you're used to having a paycheck every 2 weeks, all right, you may hop right in and kill it, crush it. But for most people, it takes time. All right? We were very fortunate and very blessed to hop into this thing with our networks, and our networks have really, my network with my business partner was really strong. So, which has a lot to do with our success. My wife's texting me about what they're learning at church. What was I talking about? Anyways, just don't build your business backwards, guys. I see so many guys doing everything backwards. They go buy all the equipment, buy all the chemicals. They don't have any work. Okay, and I do encourage guys, start part-time. Try to do a little side hustle. You know, get your business established. Get to the point where you have to leave your full-time job to go full-time. That's what I did. All right, I didn't just hop into this thing. I got to the point where I had to make a decision. Like, am I going to stay at this corporate job, or am I going to just, go all in and be a pressure washer? And that was one of the best decisions I've ever made. But it took me about a year and a half to make that decision. So it took some time, right? But having money saved up is huge. If you're gonna leave your full-time job, have some money saved up, and do not do this. This is another thing that may end you. Don't pay yourself all the money you're making. All right, your business and you are two different things. Your business has to be profitable before you are profitable. Okay, so because you're gonna have to pay taxes on your business, you're gonna want to make upgrades You're going to want to have a reserve for when things break. Okay? You're going to have operational expenses. So if you're paying yourself all the money you make, your business is going to sink. I'm telling you. So, again, I'm winging this. I know I'm all over the place, but I am just, these are all things that I have learned over time. Now, have I faced these things? Not necessarily. But these are things that I have learned, okay, from talking to other guys. Some of the stuff I do have experience with. You just got to be very careful. Building a business is building a business. You're building a house. A house isn't built by that, all right? You got to build the foundation. It's brick by brick, all right? So you're literally building a business, all right? And I don't think people give it enough time. You know, I think people hop in this thing, give it 6 months, they freak out and leave. That's why you need money saved up. It takes about a year to a year and a half to really get a business up and running. Okay, at what point do you leave? I don't know y'all's financial situation, but I mean, I guess there has to be a threshold there of, hey, if I hit this number in my savings account, you know, and it's now an emergency from a financial standpoint, I've got to close the doors. But, you know, I've always said, don't let there be an exit plan. Like, you grind and you do everything you can to make it work. But, I mean, realistically, I mean, that's a good mindset to have. But realistically, if there's a point where you hit financially in your savings to where it's really jeopardizing the well-being of your family, that's kind of when you have to make that decision. That's up to you. So you have to plan, a lot of planning, a lot of strategic planning. And I encourage you guys, before you hop in this industry, call some people in the industry, call some guys in your area, you know, call me, I'll talk to you. You know, I don't know everything, but most of all, this is the greatest point I can make. The best advice I can give you is seek counsel from the Lord. And if you're a married man, seek counsel from your wife and from an older man in your life. Okay? Because look, men, providers, we have a lot of pressure on us, and I feel like we can make some emotional decisions. Okay? Get your wife involved. Get the Lord involved. Get an older fella you look up to involved. And seek counsel. Pray about it. Don't rush into this stuff. Okay? This is a very serious matter. Okay? But if you do it right, you build your business slowly, you do your research, you plan accordingly, strategically, you take it slow, you protect the information that you're absorbing, you will be successful. Alright? Go out there and crush it, guys. I'm about to go smash a steak at my parents' and have a good rest of my Sunday, and then we have a full week ahead of us. Scott Litt, Iron City Power Washing. See, that wasn't too bad for winging it. All right. See y'all.